What's up, brothers? Hope everyone's doing well out there. I wanted to come out here this afternoon and share with you guys some dating advice that really is applicable for everyone out there that's single. And really, whether you're a man or a woman, and whatever your preferences are. It's something that holds true under any and all circumstances. And also, I want to say that to some people this may sound a little goofy, but you have to understand we live in a world in this day and age where people use avatars for their profile pictures. They use filters on everything. They go by alternate aliases, so on and so forth. It's the social media era, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, so we might as well get used to it. So, anyways, here's where I'll start. Everyone out there, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman, is going to end up on one side of this spectrum or the other. On one side, you have relationship avoidant people, and on the other side, you have relationship anxious people. And I'm not talking about attachment styles. We're not talking about avoidant attachment, anxious attachment. No. Everyone is going to be either far on one end, far on the other, or somewhere in between. And most women are going to be on the avoidant side, and I'll explain why. And most men who are, we'll call high value men, or we'll say over the range of like a 6.5, are probably going to be on the avoidant side as well. And a lot of the other people are going to be on the anxious side. And what I'm about to tell you is probably going to sting a little bit. It's going to hurt a little bit if you're anxious. And if you're avoidant, or if you're a 6.5 and above or a woman, you're going to find it relatable. But nonetheless, it needs to be said. So here's what everyone's doing. This is what single guys are doing that have value. And this is what pretty much all women are doing when they're single. So they're on social media, and they typically have, I wouldn't call it a rotation, it's more like a group chat. They have a handful of people that are like on their leaderboard, right? A woman has like a handful of guys she's most attracted to, and a man has a handful of women he's most attracted to. And they typically, they'll message this group, and eventually the cream rises to the top and they find one person that they want to be with. So if you're not good at playing this game or conducting yourself in this dance, you're probably going to screw yourself up. You're probably going to get ghosted a lot and flaked on a lot. But if you are good at this, sky's the limit. It's a fun time. You'll enjoy yourself. And maybe you'll even catch your fish. So here's how the game is played. Okay, like I said, you've got your top handful, maybe 5 people. You got your top 5 girls, right? Well, these women are going to be the women that you're going to express yourself to. You don't express yourself by expressing your emotions. You don't express yourself by telling them how much you like them or how pretty you think they are. You don't express yourself by going straight to asking them out on a date. No, and nobody has time for that. You express yourself by expressing your masculinity, or if you're a woman, expressing your femininity. And I'll never tell another man how he should express his masculinity. Some men are engineers. Some men are lawyers. Some men are athletes. Express yourself however you see fit. But I'm going to use this as an example of how to express your masculinity. Let's say you've went to the gym. You just finished an amazing workout, right? You've got a sick pump. Your arms are looking swole. The lighting is good. You can see your six-pack if you have one. Hopefully you do. It's a choice. Hopefully you do. But you take a picture of it and you send it to your favorite people on here, on social media, whether it's Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. You send it to them. You're expressing your masculinity. Right? Like I said, you could be an engineer you just built an assembly line at a factory. You'd be a lawyer, you just want a case. You just built up a monster truck. Take a picture with it, show it off, however you see fit. But the reason why I started out with the gym one and recommending something more physical is because typically when you lead with getting a woman aroused, it's a lot easier to capture her heart afterwards, when you've already got her aroused, versus the other way around. If you're trying to lead with some emotionalism or some type of connection, it's a little bit more difficult to switch that to arousal. And also if you're leading with something financial or high value man or sexual market value related, a lot of times you're setting yourself up to get taken advantage of. You're kind of leading with your wallet, so to say. And that's not going to send out the right message. Again, and it could be a woman, she can express her femininity by taking a picture of herself at the gym with her hot pants on. She just finished some squats, right? Maybe she just baked a cake. She did something feminine. She's going to send you pictures and express her femininity. But here's how the game is played. Okay, you send out your messages. The women that are attracted to you, they send you googly eyes, or they send you messages back. They save your pictures. They let you know that they're attracted to what it is you're doing. And some women are going to ghost and not message you back. That's the world we live in, so don't take it to heart. But the women that do send you the googly eyes, that are attracted to you, the ones that are really serious, they're going to start sending you things back. Okay, so they're playing the game with you. They're expressing themselves to you, you're expressing yourself to them. You're not expressing your attraction to them or your emotions for them. You're expressing yourself. You're showing them who you are. And they're attracted to it, so they start showing you who they are. And eventually the cream rises to the top. Eventually you've got your number one person that you're messaging with the most and that you're connecting with the most, and you've caught your fish. Okay, whether that is strictly for a hookup, whether you're looking for marriage, long-term relationship, whatever you're looking for, that's how you catch your fish. It's that easy. The people that don't do this, the people on the anxious side, they find one person and they make up all this crap in their head. They're like, oh, it's narcissistic to talk to more than one person or whatever. Right? They make up all this crap, limiting themselves. And they get very anxious and very attached to one person. And that becomes anti-attractive. Okay, their attractiveness just drops. It's not what you want to do. And I'll give you an example from my own life of why this is beneficial and why you should do this. And if I'm single, I'm doing this. So there was a gal that I was messaging with. She was, I would say she was number one on the pecking order. Like if I were to say, okay, if I have to eliminate everyone except for one person, she's going to be it. And one day I had sent her a picture, and in the picture I had my middle finger up. So we both knew I wasn't telling her F you or to F off. Like we all know that. It wasn't the point of it. It was just I happened to be doing it in the picture. And she decided she was going to deploy a shit test. Okay? And her response was, what did she say? Exact words. Oh, she said, bold statement. Bold statement. And I immediately knew what she meant when she said bold statement. Or no, bold move. She said bold move. I knew what she meant. she was going to take this as throwing a shit test, and bold move meant this will come with punishment, right? I'm going to pretend like your middle finger being up was disrespectful, and I'm going to punish you for it. And I'm sure you can guess what my punishment would be. My punishment was silent treatment, right? I'm going to ghost and flake for a couple of months. A couple of weeks. I think it lasted about 2.5 weeks. And I immediately kind of smirked at it. I laughed at it. Now, if I were anxious, I would react in a way. I would be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. But instead, I kind of understood what it was. And after 2 weeks went by of the silent treatment, she went from number 1 on my list to 4 or 5, maybe not even on the list anymore. Right? And that's because I was single, and I was talking to several people, and I was kind of feeling out the dating market. And if she chooses to punish me or shit test me, what happens is she actually ends up outside of my rotation. So her punishment backfires. And if you're a woman, his punishment could backfire too. Men try to shit test women as well. It's a battle of power dynamics that takes place. And it's stupid. But when somebody is, and I don't shit test people myself, but if somebody else is trying to do it to me, I'm aware it's taking place. Right, so she comes back and she's like, I'm sorry, I wanted to make a statement and like push you, or have you stop talking to me for a couple of days and apologize or something, but I didn't mean for it to totally break us up and make us stop talking. And I knew, but I had to let her know that, it wasn't going to work that way. You can't play power moves on me for something that we both know was a joke. And not even a joke. It was just a picture. I wasn't flipping you off. But nonetheless, had I been on the anxious side, right, then I might have apologized and chased and, whatever. It would have been a really bad look. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how the social media game is played. It's this dance that goes back and forth. And you don't want to have way too many people that you're talking to, because then you just forget about everyone. But you do want to have your top 2, 3, 4 people that you're sort of friends with. You don't have to be sleeping with them, but you're just communicating with, because you're trying to figure out who it is that you do want to be with, right? Now, a lot of people might say, and a lot of old school way of thinking people might say, well, that sounds like narcissism. Not at all. The criteria of a narcissist is they idealize people, they devalue people, they discard people, they have a complete lack of empathy. I'm not suggesting any of those. None of it. What I'm suggesting is that you're single and you don't be all anxious and, just this ball of anxiety wearing your heart on your sleeve, talking to one person, being completely unaware that they're talking to multiple people, and you're basically devaluing yourself. That's what we're trying to avoid here. But, that's really the message that I'm trying to get across.
Subscribe to the channel.
But understanding that women who are single are talking to guys, right? They are avoidant because if they get into a relationship, then they're either going to have to go back and delete like their whole social media accounts, go through all their DMs and all of their stuff and, delete all the saved shit and block people. Like, they're going to have to go into this whole different realm if they want to get into a relationship. So in order for them to cut all that stuff off and take that next step to being exclusive with you, they need for it to really be worth it. And same thing if you're a guy that's a 6.5 and up, that's how you're going to view women. Imagine all the messages in your messenger, all the phone numbers in your phone, all of the saved pictures on your Snapchat, and all the people that were basically just meant as like booty calls or a fun time that you have in your social media. You're going to have to give up all of these people in order to get into a relationship. So it has to be worth it. Right? I mean, that's just the landscape of the game we're playing in. It's not avoidant attachment style. It's not anxious attachment style. It's not narcissism. It's nothing like that. You're just playing the game and you're dancing and you're feeling it out, keeping an abundance mindset and having fun. And let me tell you, when you're messaging women, you send out a picture of yourself post-workout, you're looking good. You send out a picture of yourself, you're out taking a jog and, you're looking swole, the lighting's good, whatever. You send it to 5 women, and these are your top 5. 4 of them message back. They say, damn, looking good. Some shit like that. And the ones that start messaging you back and expressing themselves to you, basically showing you pieces of them that you'll find attractive, that's where you're developing chemistry. And then eventually one rises to the top to a point where you say, wow, this is my fish. This is the one that I want to be with. And when you reach that point, you're good. Good to go. You can check out if that's what you want to do. But it's not up to me to determine what it is that you want to do. And like I said, it's not up to me to determine how you express yourself and your masculinity. You do it however you see fit. But I guess that's it for the video. It's pretty applicable all across the board for anybody out there that wants to use it. And you can say what you want to say, but I've talked to enough women to see these behaviors going on with them. And I've been on the dating apps and I've been out there in the world over the last 10 years or so. I've seen the landscape of how it works, and this seems to be the best way. Now, lastly, before I go, I will say that if you're dealing with somebody that you primarily see in person, maybe the two of you work together, so you see them 5 days a week. Maybe it's somebody you see at the gym, you see them 4 days a week, and your primary source of communication is face-to-face. Throw all this advice out the window. Because when you're face-to-face on a regular basis, you get to see genuine desire taking place right in front of your very own eyes. And, you can almost take them seriously immediately when it's happening in person. Because if they like you or not. If they're attracted to you or not. But in 2025 and beyond, the overwhelming majority of the interactions we have with people are on social media. Okay, whether it's a chick that you are walking around downtown and you're like, oh man, I got to get this girl's number. You get her number, you get her Instagram. Or whether it's somebody you met on a dating app. That's the way it goes, right? You're not interacting with this person face to face on a daily basis, unless you're in a relationship with them or if you work together or something like that. Right? But if that's the way you're doing it, do it that way. That's always the best way. But most people are on social media, they're on dating apps. So if you're going to do it that way, that's how you play it. And, you know, it's not so much of a bad thing when a girl silent treatments you or ghosts on you, because all that does is drops her from the top of your list to the bottom. And when she comes back, she's at the bottom. You know, you move on to the people that are showing you attention, the people that you are connecting with. And it's easy to do when you're not wearing your heart on your sleeve and you're understanding that you're all single people and you're all avoiding relationships until someone comes along that makes it worth it. All right. I think that pretty much sums this video up. So I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. But this weather is really nice and it's really been a game changer. I think I'm going to be able to come out here and make videos multiple times a week. So I'll do my best to make them as good as possible. And that's about it for today, guys. Oh, wait. I hope this video was somewhat informative. And that's about it for today, guys. Until next time, see ya.